that grew in the mud. We ask ourselves, can joy sprint through the wilderness, light-footed and unafraid? Can laughter rise a golden ripple, an ocean dark with sorrow? Can stories bloom on the tongues of those who dared to dream, even when the world is deaf to your voices? Tell me, have you seen it? The stubborn bloom lifting its head towards the sky that never promised kindness. Have you felt its roots, deep and reckless, crouching the earth like a whispered vow?
I love stories. That's why I wanted to tell my own stories as a filmmaker. That's why I became interested. Because I graduated from college back in 2009. Then I started doing my own stuff, like selling stuff, hustles in the streets, like in Kibera style.
Main occupations here, people do like this kind of mujengo. You know mujengo, casual work. Then they're being paid peanuts anyway.
Yeah.
Then the place you can stay is only Kibich. You pay like 2,000 shillings for like a cube, 10 feet by 10 feet. And then you are in Nairobi, bro. In Kibera you can access everywhere, like around.
The biggest challenges that we face in Kibera as filmmakers, we don't have access to equipment. Renting an equipment here in Kibera is expensive. To get high-end equipment is expensive unless you know someone who knows someone. A lot of stories are here in Kibera, but then you can't make them because you need gear, you need crew, you need to feed people. A proper funding in film in Kibera, it can change film because every day here you wake up, you hear different stories, interesting stories. People want to see these stories, but then they can't see them, they can't access them. We have to struggle to show them in any way we can. And what I've learned as a filmmaker, you don't stop, you just go for it. You work with what you have, you always try to push it on. As a filmmaker, I can tell people what I'm going through with the stories that I'm shooting. I tell what I'm feeling, what I've been through in some of these stories. Filmmaking, I think, is like a tool where I can reach different people who are on the same problem, to tell them there's always a way. When you touch someone with your story, it's like a big impact. That's what motivates me to continue to being a filmmaker. It's interesting to be a filmmaker also in Kibera. A lot of people are not filmmakers. A lot of people in Kibera, they grow up in that mentality where you go to school, you graduate, you get a white collar job, you go to that job, you be a doctor, you be a lawyer. A lot of people recently now are realizing that film can change someone's life, If I have one message to give to all the filmmakers, I would say just create, and keep it on.
Perhaps joy is not a sprinter, but a traveler with running feet, moving steadily through sorrow, through shadow and stone. Perhaps laughter was not an echo, but a song born of resilience, floating despite the weight of grief. And perhaps, just perhaps, stories do not fall from the mount, but rise from our bones, curved by the lives we refuse to surrender. Have you heard about the flower that grew in the mud? It is not just a flower, it is a promise. It is a story meant to be told.